Welcome to Positive Preschool Tips. I'm Cindy. Do you have a big box or a big bag of toy cars lying around your house or maybe in the block corner in your classroom? Well, if you do, this video is going to give you some fun, easy, quick learning activities that you can use with that big pile of cars you have lying around. So let's get started. For the first two activities, you're going to need a pizza box, some masking tape, and a marker. So what I did is I went to my local pizzeria and I asked them if they could give me a free, clean pizza box. And they did. I brought the pizza box home and I cut the lid off. And that way I had two pieces to work with. On the top, I taped the corners, and then I made some parking spaces, drew some lines, and I wrote a child's name, one letter in each parking space. So then I took the masking tape and I wrote letters on the top of each of the cars. The child takes the car, drives it into the parking lot, and matches up the letter of the car and the parking space. This is a great activity if the children are just learning the letters of their name, or if they're learning the sequence of the letters of their name. What comes first and what comes next. In a very similar fashion, I took the bottom part of the pizza box and I made a math activity. So here, I just cut in a little entrance to the parking lot. And with that same masking tape, I put numbers on the back of the cars. And this way, the children drive into the parking lot and look for the number that matches the number on the car and drive it into that parking space. This is good for beginning number recognition. So when they're still just kind of matching number to number and identifying the differences in each of the numbers. Now, if you want to go a little bit further, you can take the masking tape, and instead of putting the number on the back of the car, you can put dots. That way the child has to count the number of dots, drive into the parking lot, look around, and park the car into the matching parking space for that number. So that's a fun way to have the children work with numbers. If you want to do a little beginning addition and counting, I have another activity. It's going to be hard to put in the screen, so I'm going to try and put an overlay as well that will give you a more broad look at this activity, but I'll describe it as I go along. What you need to do this activity is you need some sturdy poster board, something a little firmer than just your regular poster board, 2 paper towel rolls, 2 plastic cups, and some heavy packing tape. And what I did is I cut holes in the bottom of the cups and I taped them on to the paper towel rolls. And then I taped the paper towel rolls in slanted fashion, one on the left and one on the right, so they kind of look like they're in a V. To introduce the children to some math symbols, I added the plus sign in between the paper towel rolls and an equal sign at the bottom. Now at the bottom, I also add either a box or a bowl. And I put this right up against a wall with the box or the bowl underneath. Now to play this game, the children pick a number, a flashcard, and that is how many cars they're going to run down through the paper towel roll that will land into that box or bowl. Then they pick another number And that's how many cars they're going to run down the second paper towel roll. Then they count how many cars they have all together in the bottom of that box or bowl. I did this activity in a classroom with 4- and 5-year-olds the other week, and it was a hit. It was center time, and the children could pick any center they wanted to go to, and I had a line of children waiting to play this activity. It was really fun for them to pick a number and see how many cars they were going to roll down the tube, and then to count them all together. So that is a fun little activity that you could put together pretty quickly and easily. Another activity you could do is to make a maze out of a box top. So this is a box top from a ream of paper, and I painted the background, and I used craft sticks and a hot glue gun, and I held the craft sticks straight up and hot glued them in place. Then I made the maze design, and I put some lines in to make it look like a road, and I added a paper towel roll and covered it with some colored masking tape just to make it look fun. I have a starting spot and I have an end spot. Now when the child is playing with it, you're going to put it on the floor or a tabletop, but I'm going to hold it up so you can see it. So the child starts with the car, they come out, they drive around, they come around, uh-oh, dead end. They drive around, they go through the maze, come around into the parking area. Now, if you're looking for ideas for the maze, because they can be a little tricky, feel free to use the one I have here, or you can just look on the internet and look for preschool maze designs, and you can come up with lots of ideas. Now I have a fun activity that you can do out in the sunshine, maybe in a little kiddie pool or in a plastic tub or in your sensory table in the classroom. So what you'll need for this activity is a plastic container, a milk jug, or something that you can easily cut away, and some water. So this is, if you can see, a tub that some sponges came in, and I have some cars in there. I froze them in the water. The trick here is to put a little bit of water, a couple of cars, let that freeze, put some more water on after the first layer is frozen, and a couple of more cars and let that freeze. If not, everything just sinks to the bottom. So once you have it all frozen, you just take it out of your container. My container is smaller in the bottom, taller at the top, so I can just dump it out. And you're going to dump it out either into outside in your little kiddie pool, or in your sensory table at school, or just a bucket, just something that will collect the water. I'm going to try and see if we can get you to see this. So, whew, it's cold. So there you can see, got a bunch of cars, and they're frozen in the ice. And you just take either a water bottle or a squirt bottle, and you have the children run the water on top of the ice. And when you do this, the ice starts to break apart, it starts to melt, and you can see the cars will start to come away from the ice, and then you can pull them out of the ice. This is a great activity because it'll keep them busy for quite a while, and it's really fun to have them just start to get the back of the car, and they might try to wiggle it. It's still too stuck in the ice, and they'll pour more water on it and try to release the car from the ice. It's just a fun little sunny day activity, or you can even use it as a science activity and talk about the ice and the melting and the difference of ice and water being the same thing but in different solid form. So this is a really fun little activity that'll take a little bit of prep work, but it's well worth it in the end. Now, the last activity I have for you is one that goes along with a story, because you know I love a book. The book I have is called My Truck is Stuck. And in this book, a truck gets stuck in a hole, and all these different vehicles come by and try to help the truck get unstuck. They have a car comes by, a van comes by, a Jeep comes by, a school bus comes by, and nothing can get the truck out of the hole. And they finally call a tow truck, and the tow truck gets them out of the hole. Now, after I read this story, I take that big pile of cars that I have, and I just let the children sort them. So they put all the cars together, they put all the trucks together, they put all the tow trucks together. If I have a school bus or two, they put the school buses together, the vans together, Jeeps together, and it's really fun for them to just sort through the cars, and then they're paying attention to really what the car looks like and how it's made and where to put it in which pile. And after they do that, if they've had a really good time with that, then I let them sort them by color. So they can sort all the red vehicles together and all the yellow vehicles together. So that's a fun activity that includes a little bit of literacy with your book and some math with your sorting and making piles based on characteristics of the different vehicles. So that's what I have for you today for that big pile of cars you have. And I hope I gave you some fun ideas and some fun things to try either in your home or in your classroom, and to put all those big piles of cars that you have, put them to good use. So if you like this, please like, subscribe, add a comment, and I hope you have a great day and have a great preschool day. Bye now.